Hello, everyone. Welcome back to an Ask a Roofer Minisode. Today we're talking all things roof leaks, which you don't want. So we have the experts here, Brittany Wimbish from Fields Roof Service, to chat with us and teach us a little bit about roof leaks and how we can look out for them. So, hi, Brittany. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm so good. It's so good to see you
It is
and
good to see you.
excited to chat. So this is great.
Yes. So Fields Roof Service has been around since 1957, and we service all of Western Washington, and we've spilled into Idaho, Utah, and Oregon before, but we're definitely local and family owned. So our residential customers, we do a lot of service calls and maintenance. So when you're dealing with roof leaks, there's all things you can do preventatively and just making sure you're calling the, licensed, bonded, LNI, all of those things for Washington State. Have all those things in line and make sure that the people that you're calling are going to back what the work they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe a homeowner discovers they have a roof leak. What are some of those first steps? Go into a little more in depth on what those first steps are that they should take after a roof leak.
Okay. A lot of times there's a little bit of panic because
Yeah.
you think, right?
Step
You're
one,
dealing with
panic.
panic. You're like, Washington, it rains all the time. You're like, I made it through so many days without rain. So what's changed kind of thing.
Yeah.
If it's possible to contain the leak, getting buckets, rags, all the things to try and collect the water from damaging any personal effects, removing personal effects away from the damaged area or wherever it's coming through. A lot of times by the time it's hit drywall, you're already dealing with stuff in the attic. Um,
Right.
so unless you can see what's underneath your roof, you've already got some things going on. And so it's time to call a professional and making sure that you're doing a little bit of research and looking into someone that will at least give you a free estimate and free inspection because it could be anything, right? It could just be a clogged gutter running the water back up the side. It could be plenty of things because you're dealing with either building owners, homeowners, all of the people. You're dealing with a different envelope, building envelope, and whatnot. So those two things are probably the most important, and then get someone on the phone.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are some preventative measures people can take to minimize the risk of roof leaks or like a gutter backing up, like you said?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of times we'll do regular inspections for homeowners that we've either put their roof on before. There's been clients of ours that we've put a roof on 20 years ago and then now we're putting another one on. So they have us periodically, usually annually, come out and take a look with our windstorms and the trees that we have around, making
Yeah.
sure that the roof's getting cleaned, that moss, algae is getting dealt with if you get a lot of buildup, if your house lives in the shade. A lot of times you want to either have someone check or you personally check your gutters and downspouts and make sure they're clear of debris every year because that getting backed up will push water up through your shingles or whatever type of roof that you have. Water does travel in all directions, unfortunately. Another thing for, out where we are, trimming overhanging trees. So if you're trimming your trees, there's less likely, at least away from the building, you're less likely to get that debris to end up in those gutters and downspouts or around vents or your ridge vent. And then also having someone check your attic ventilation and insulation. That's something you should do, I think, every handful of years just to make sure that you are getting the right airflow because things change, houses are aging. That's just general house maintenance. No one teaches you in high school to have
Yeah.
that sort of stuff checked. Another good thing that we usually include in all of our maintenance and inspections is checking all flashing and any
Mm.
sealants. You do have metal areas on your roof for metal flashings along the gutter and along the, the upper edges of the triangles and whatnot. Um, so getting that stuff checked and make sure it's secured as needed and nothing's like knocked it out or, as houses shift, and settling happens, everything can kind of get put away, off to a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great advice. It's so funny. We've done several of these minisodes now, and at least in probably 4 out of the 5, everyone has said clean your gutters.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
clean your gutters, people.
Yes, absolutely. Because when you go to possibly do a roof replacement, if those gutters haven't been taken care of, it can damage the wood that's behind the gutters. And it also happens if the water travels, it can rot out or damage your sheeting that's underneath, which will lead to additional costs because all of that will have to get replaced around the edges of the home.
Yeah, the last thing we want is dry rot or
No,
mold.
we don't need any
Ugh,
of that.
we don't need it.
No, no. I mean, it's something that we run into a lot, but it's just an unfortunate cost that you can't see on an inspection. Most of the time, I should say. And we'd like to be upfront as possible with costs for homeowners because it's a big ticket item to replace.
Yeah, it totally is. Well, everyone out there in the Washington and Idaho, sometimes Oregon area, go reach out to Fields Roof Service if you need a new roof. If you have a leak, they'll come take care of you. You can find all their info on AskARoofer.com and rooferscoffeeshop.com. Brittany, thank you so much. This has been so informative.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Absolutely. Everyone out there, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on the next Ask a Roofer Minisode. Ask a Roofer Minisodes are brought to you by AskARoofer.com and rooferscoffeeshop.com. In each bite-sized episode, we explore everything from basic roof maintenance tips to the latest in roofing technology and sustainability. Whether you're a homeowner, a building owner, or just curious about the craft, these minisodes are packed with valuable insights to help you navigate your roofing projects and home or building ownership with confidence. So stay tuned, solve your roofing puzzles, and let's stay ahead of the curve with Ask a Roofer Minisodes. Go to AskARoofer.com to learn more today.